What's cooking, Valhalla? Welcome back to the channel. Last but not least, the Paladin. But before we jump in, I would like to ask a small favor from you guys, especially from those that watched previous videos of mine. This thing over here is brand new and I didn't have the chance to actually fix my audio settings, but I did. I ironed out the issue and I think that the sound is improved. Just type me down in the comments if you consider that the sound is indeed improved. Without further ado, let's dive in! Alright, Paladin, Mr. Paladin, or should I say Mrs. Paladin with a true Viking outfit, and I truly love that. Sacred Stigma, same skill as the Saint. 70% of attack, a small amount of damage over time, it's technically a small dot. Moving on to Divine Light, your regeneration skill, your basic heal technically, affects the ally with the lowest HP, including yourself, recovering 5% of max HP. Healing Strike, the final white skill that again the same as the Saint, does a good amount of damage, 250%, and in return you recover 20% of your damage dealt as HP back. Moving on to the green ones, and this is where the diversity begins in comparison with the Saint. The first chain with 3 skills in total, all of those doing a good amount of damage, but you have also some debuffs on those skills. The first one applies a slow debuff on the opponent. The second skill in the chain, which is actually worth mentioning here, that does 400% of attack, it's actually a lot. Reducing as well 20% the attack speed of the opponent, and the third skill in the chain reduces as well the attack of the opponent, so it's chain with so many debuffs, nice. Moving on to the Zeus, Formation of Healing, restoring the HP of your allies within range over time. You can only cast one formation at a time. And this is also important to know. As we move on to Paladin skills, you will notice a lot of skills that are technically formations. So you can have one, it's like an aura, that you can have one aura activated each time. So this skill has 5-second cooldown, it's actually pretty fast in terms of recasting it, and regenerate your allies HP by 0.5% of their max HP for 2 seconds. And you can recast it after 3 seconds, it has insane cooldown, so have that in mind as well. Same goes for the formation of resistance. Instead of healing them, you increase the debuff resistance, the impact resistance, and the critical strike resistance by 5%. But remember, you can have only one of those formation active, and there is more formations later as we move on to Paladin skills. Thorny Shield briefly returns part of the damage taken to the attacker upon being hit. So technically this is a personal shield, returns 30% of damage taken upon being hit for 15 seconds. Additionally decreases the amount of damage you take from bosses. Have in mind that Paladin also can be played as a second tank, so it's not a bad decision to go for it if you are seeking something between tanking and healing and buffing. It's overall does everything. Formation of Agility increases the movement speed and attack speed of your allies within range by 5% movement speed, 8% of attack speed. This is the aggressive formation, so we have 3 formations overall. Paladin might not be the easiest class to play, but for sure it will be so much rewarding. As we move on to the skills, you will understand the reason. Moving on to a conditional skill named Ablution, removes the buffs from you and restores your HP over time. So this is same as Purify, but in this case it's only personal. You can't do this skill to an ally, it only affects you. But as an extra reward, instead of obtaining movement speed as the Saint here, you gain an HP recovery buff, which kinda specializes this class as a bulky one. Moving on to Earth Protection, jump up and slam down your shield upon the enemy, creating a shield for yourself again. So also has the taunt ability, does a good amount of damage overall, 300% of attack, and you get a shield by 80% of your max HP. It's actually really good. Moving on to Strike of Justice, attack the enemy with an astral blast from your mace with a 100% chance of stunning the target. So this class not only have buffs, not only debuffs, but also you have stuns and personal shields, personal heals. It's more of an all-around class, can do everything. From tanking, to healing, to damage, to buffing, to sasaying, all around. Shield Spin. Raises your shield high and strike down the enemy, increasing hate with a taunt, so another taunt skill. Briefly decreases all damage taken after landing, so another damage taken reduction effect from that skill, a good amount of damage as well, and taunt on top of all those things. Moving on to the gold ones. Shield Throw. Throw your shield at the enemy to deal damage over time, with 100% chance of slowing them and a chance of stunning them. So more slow, against chances of applying stun to your opponent, and technically a dot effect on them that does 20% of attack overall for 5 seconds. Lastly, we got Sanctuary, a crazy skill. Creates a sacred area around you, dealing damage over time to your enemies within range. Briefly makes your allies within range, including yourself, immune to debuffs, and gives them some magic shield. Alright. So you jump in, that skill does damage overall to the opponents inside the area. All your allies inside the area will have immunity for 5 seconds to all kind of debuffs. And they are also getting a magic damage shield that will reduce 10% their overall magic damage taken from the enemies. Crazy. And this skill actually can be gained from town merchants. Alright, moving on to the passives. Increases your debuff resistance by 3%, your skill damage by 3%. Using a skill has a chance of creating a shield. Oh god, that's sick. Creates a shield equal to 3% of max HP for 5 seconds every skill use, by 5% chance. Mockery increases your hate by 20%, so you can play Paladin as a tank easily, and max HP by 15%. Alright. Something without a description, I don't know what that might be. Has the icon of bosses and also has the icon, the dual sword icon. I don't know, I'm not sure what that might be. It's a blue skill though. Blessing of the Gods decreases your magic damage taken by 10%. Formation of attack, and this is actually huge, guys. Deals damage over time to a targeted enemy within the formation. So when you pop up your formations, it doesn't matter which formation that might be, up to 4 targets can take damage from the formation based on your attack over time every 2 seconds. This is crazy. So not only you apply buffs to your allies, but whoever from the enemies is inside the formation also takes damage. Sick. Resplendent Perseverance. Increases your defense and decreases debuff duration. Alright, 3 defense, 3% debuff duration. Moving on to something without a description. Something that happens for 2 seconds with a 20% chance to trigger and recovers your MP by 5. Alright, so there is that. And lastly, Blessed Constitution. Being hit has a chance of restoring your HP, with a 3% chance to recover 2% of your max HP. So you can guess that this class can also be played as a tank. With so many regenerations upon him and so many buffs, it's really interesting as well. I don't know if it's such interesting as the Priest, because it's an all-around class with the approach you will choose to build the Paladin. But anyway, this is the end for this series, for now at least, before we have news about Valkyrie or the Dual Hammer guy, which are classes in the Korean version and Japan. Eventually we will get those as well. Anyway, stay tuned, because tier lists are coming next. Ultimate grinding tips for you guys. Some things you will like, some things you won't. It is what it is. We're playing a specific MMO gen right now, and grinding, it's very important. So, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see ya!